Hey, true believers. Chris Mac coming at you with Dark Knight's Death Metal number 6. And I don't know how many of you have heard the definition of insanity before, but it goes, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And that's how I feel about this, where I keep buying this book and I keep hoping that it's going to get better. And it does not. Suffice it to say, there are some good moments. The artwork is good. But just the story, I don't know if maybe Scott Snyder has run out of juice, if he's just kind of done, or what. So let me give you an example. You read The Batman Who Laughs, and there's some moments, just kind of haha, but overall it was serious, engaging, dramatic. Metal, with its flaws, was still a good read. And then, of course, his run on the New 52 Batman was very intriguing with some really good arcs. And that's just my personal opinion. I know that miles may vary depending on your point of view. But let me give you an example of this. So, each issue, we keep hoping to see these big, epic battles, right? So it's like, I've heard a lot of prayers on the battlefield. Sometimes they're whispered. Sometimes they're screamed to the sky. They usually come before the worst of it. I've heard prayers for victory, for providence, prayers for forgiveness. Whatever's in a soldier's heart, whatever longing you hear, it's spoken then. You're thinking, wow. But then he goes, God, I wish I still had my hair. And they're referring to Lex. I'm hoping for something poignant here. And what do we get? Ha ha, my hair. No. I know it's supposed to be funny, but the Batman Who Laughs is a serious villain that has to be taken seriously, especially if you read that 2016 or 2017 run. You see that he's a force to be reckoned with, especially considering the fact that Scott Snyder has shown that he's taken over the world and has achieved godlike status. Now, you think, okay, maybe we can let that one go. Maybe things will get better, right? We see everyone, all the multiverses. We see Batman and Superman saying, maybe we got to the Batman Who Laughs before he could amass all his armies. All these are all unfinished worlds, so maybe we got lucky, right? And, we say Harley going, all right, you want to say it, kid? Talking to Starro on her hat. And he goes, charge! And language, kid. Language, so, throw back to Age of Ultron. But anyway, okay, we let that go. All right, we're going to get some action, right? Everything's going. We see Batman use the Black Lantern ring to revive this evil-looking Batman to run on his side. You're thinking, yeah, this is going to open this up to a great splash page, right? Wrong. We open the flying and talking. Each issue, you think you're going to get some action or get a climax of something, and we go to talking. With some more talking with the side of talking. Like that Naz meme where it's like, yo, I got some talking for your talking because we saw that you like talking. That's how it feels. And again, comic books are a visual medium. The panels are supposed to drive the dialogue, and then, of course, there's supposed to be narration boxes with a couple of word balloons. We'll get into that in a moment. Let's talk about who made it first before we get too flabbergasted. So, Death Metal, the Anti-Crisis Part 6. I was like, wait a minute, what? And so it's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Jonathan Glapian doing the inks. FCO Placencia doing the colors. Tom Napolitano doing the lettering. Here's everyone else that's working on the book. Of course, Batman was created by Bill Finger with Bob Kane, and Superman was created with Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Now, Wonder Woman, while all this is happening on the main part of the planet, Wonder Woman and Lobo are supposed to go down and they're supposed to reignite the Forge. If you don't know what the Forge is, go back and read Dark Knight's Metal. It talks about the Forge of the Worlds, and again, where Scott Snyder gets a little too grand, operatic. It's kind of a stretch, but it works for the story. But you're thinking, okay, there's some talking, but then you see Lobo say, "Did you hear that? Look out!" And so we start to see this like monster in the dark, and you're like, "Ooh, I want to see more of this." But before we can do that, what do we get? Some more talking. And you're thinking, okay, they skipped over the big battle with all the remaining Justice League. They skipped over the battle with our regenerating main man Lobo. Maybe we'll get like some Kirby-esque cosmic, like Ghost Rider, Galactus world-eating fighting. And there's like maybe a second of it. And then it cuts back and you're thinking, okay, cool, we get this splash page of everyone fighting, not a whole lot of dialogue. You're thinking, okay, this could be good. And there's actually, I will admit, the way that, because you find out that the third person narration is Sergeant Rock. And what he says here about, there's soldiers that pray for selflessness, there's soldiers that pray for everyone else, and he says that's the type of prayers that I like, the selflessness ones. There's a very cool moment with that as you read these. So there are moments, like I said, there are moments of cleverness that I really do like. But I don't like how you keep thinking you're going to get all this action. And, I mean, you can kind of start to feel where things start to become a boiling point. But even before you get more, like you want to get more action. Or at least to see a climax of one of these arcs. More dialogue. And then it's like, after dialogue, okay, maybe get back to the battle. The battle's over. Or so you think. Because we get a gorgeous splash page. I really do like the designs of this book. That's one thing that's kind of drawn me back, is because I like the wickedness of it. That's why I'm excited about what McFarlane's been doing, because he knows how to make wicked-looking toys. And he takes these designs and makes some really wicked-looking toys. But again, it goes back to more talking, standing, like posing. Instead of, like, okay, we're one universe together. Okay, I get it, that's cool. But can we get, like, some battle? You know what I mean? Because they stop and it's talking. I mean, 6 issues. This event did not need to be 7 issues. There's 7. We're on 6. Plus how many tie-ins are there? Like, I actually watched a video where someone kind of went over each tie-in. And they're talking about, in this book, this is how you see how the world was taken over by the Batman Who Laughs and kind of defeated Perpetua. This one focuses on Harley Quinn. This one talks about the birth of the Robin King, which this is your main book. This is the one that everyone put on their pull list. They wanted to see a story in the pages of Death Metal. They didn't need to go out and buy Dark Knight's Speed Metal and Death Metal Universe Guidebook and do. When you start to have too many tie-ins where the stories are important, then why should we even care about buying the main book if that's not where everything's going to happen? You kind of cutting your nose off to spite your face there at that point. That's just my personal opinion, because I feel like there's not enough going on. Like, every time you think you're going to get a battle, go to talking. Okay, the talking starts to get a little bit interesting, start to see some momentum, and we cut away to some more standing and talking. Less of that. Let the artwork drive the narrative. Comic books are a visual medium. This could have been awesome. We have, spoiler alerts if you didn't read issue 5 or see the review, we have a Black Lantern Batman. We have a chainsaw-wielding Wonder Woman. We have Superman that's kind of like, has like these rock-looking arms. All this cool ideas that you could have put in this book, and they didn't. Instead, we sacrifice it for some lame humor, standing and talking, and exposition dumps. This sadly is not how you comic. Greg Capullo's artwork along with the art team, on spot, I think is very gorgeous. Really great ideas, but the narrative sucks. I don't mean to be like that. I don't like to bag, but this sucks. I want it to be better. This could have been better if they focused it all into one book. Or if they want to go the Age of Apocalypse route, cancel all the running bat books like they're doing with Future State. You know, maybe do like a beginning death metal book and an ending death metal book, and each series have like 4 or 5 issues. That worked back in the 90s. But they got this going on. They got Future State going on. They got all the main continuity books going on. Too much. It's getting convoluted, and it's killing what matters the most, which is a good story with good artwork. At the end of the day, that's what matters in a comic book. Whether it's supposed to be this grand operatic space story or one-off dramatic story. That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to read this book, please first and foremost support your local comic shop and pick up a copy. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you can possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little metal bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with y'all and hearing your feedback down in the comments below or on our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down below. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.